Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, ball. I'm testing the ball. Welcome to the Social Distance Club update number, whatever this is when we put it out.
Yeah, welcome. So we thought, by the way, thank you everybody for being part of Social Distance Club, and tell your friends, family, more members, so we can keep this thing rolling, because we do want to get back out there and play. But in the meantime, this has really been cool for us to do this with you guys and share some material that no one else see. In fact, we're kind of celebrating a little bit of the debut album this month, huh, Tim?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. June 1st.
And we just released To Come Back Home from that album. And Tim and I were talking about how this all started, how we met. And you might have a better memory than me on some of it, but I know that for me, it started in 2015, seeing Rush's R40 show, and got inspired to write this and record this song, this one right here.
I remember that song. That was the first one.
Yeah. So, and, not everybody, a lot of people know the story, but not everyone does, you know, where even the name of the band came from. And it came from the title of this song. I just thought of a silly throwaway name that also kind of asked and answered a question all in one, and used obviously a little play on the YYZ thing from Rush. But yeah, so then I had done this song, and I put guitars, bass, keyboards, and Tony Mora helped me out with the drums and percussion. And then posted it online, and somebody told me, well, you should put it in these Rush groups on Facebook. And I was like, there's Rush groups on Facebook? It turns out there's a lot of them. And it's funny to think about now, because it's like, you know, they're all over the place, and I'm part of it, and you're part of it and everything. But
I think there were like 4 or 5 of them back then.
Really?
Because I was in them before that, doing stuff with, doing the little, you know, I had just started playing again. You know what I mean? Maybe I was a year into playing, and I was just, you know, like I do, I was putting videos up there, you know, just in, and then I was like, what, there's Rush groups? Same thing.
Right.
You know? And then, I think that's how we hooked up.
Well, what happened was, as I was sort of posting this song and people were saying, hey, that's really cool, or whatever, I saw you with just like your beard, because I think you were chopping off
the beard video era. That's right.
Yeah.
It was like this, right? Just the beard. Hey, that wasn't a plug, was it? I think it was. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And I saw the obviously the Rick 4001, and I don't even know if you have that same bass
That was actually a 4003 back then. I bought brand new at Sam Ash, like 3 weeks into playing again.
Okay, see, you're right. Now we're still probably talking 2015, yeah?
Maybe.
Has to be, because it was about the same time as this tune.
Yeah.
And, so I saw it, and then I clicked on, and I heard you with a drummer, just you two playing Prelude.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's really cool. You know, it's like, you know, and then you guys were sort of putting out there, hey, looking for somebody to do the guitar. And
I'll never forget your response. I'll throw my hat in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
without realizing that it's like, geez, do I even remember how that song goes? I hadn't played it since I was a kid, you know.
And how do we even do this?
Well, and the camera, I was asking you, so what do? You play and you just stick like a camera on yourself, you know? It was that raw, and I was just like, and you said, man, it's just like if you're in the studio, but you just hit record on your webcam or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, obviously I do audio, you know, I'm a producer, and engineer stuff, and I can do that part like no problem, but it's weird, like on camera, how do you sync it? And anyway, so learning curve big time. So the first video that I was involved with you guys doing that was pretty not great.
None of it was great back then, but it was fun.
Yeah.
You know? And do you remember how long it would take to render? It was like 2 days.
Well, and I assumed that the thing to do was chop off my head too.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess we're just chopping our heads off. Like, okay. Yeah. So I did that first. And then I did the prelude. Then we were like, I think you went, hey man, so I think we're gonna do the whole album, or like the whole side one. And I was like, yeah. Oh man, wow, okay. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll learn it, but what about vocals, you know? And then that's when Rocky came into the picture, and she came in with the whole first side of hemispheres. Like literally, I met her and her mom downstairs at my house, and I think about 10 minutes later, I said, well, okay, are you ready? And she goes, yeah, sure, okay. So I just hit record on the camera and the Pro Tools and the microphone, and she sings it all the way through and nails it.
And it was long red hair, Rocky.
That's right. She had like long hair and like
and the ski cap
and a Rush shirt that was way too big for her.
Yep, and like the Rush tie-dye shirt or something.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
The start of it, man, and we hadn't thought about like a band name because there was no band. It was just like
we were just doing stuff.
You, who I'd never met in person,
mm-hmm.
Rocky, who I just met, and then we're just throwing this up on the internet just as a goof, you know, and just kind of getting back into. For me, anyway, it was just like getting back in. I was just like, wow, man, I forgot about all these songs and all this music, really, you know, and
really cool.
Yeah, so that was the culmination of it. It was really started for me with an original song, and then seeing you, and then joining in on the Rush material. And then we fast forwarded after we did a few more videos that people were digging, and then we started chatting about, hey, what do you think about if we did this live?
Oh God, I remember that. Oh jeez. Yeah. I remember struggling over the band name for a while. All those stinkers that we were popping out.
Yeah. Well, that was even before we talked about live, though, because
we were long
like,
before it. Yeah.
Well, we're doing this as a project. We keep kicking out these videos. Should we call it something like?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Online Rush goof. Like, what do we call it?
I remember I was lobbying really hard for Cask of 43.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
Oh man,
I'm crying again.
I'd forgotten that.
That sucked.
Yeah. Every other cheesy Rush tribute band.
Right.
Name,
yeah.
You know, it's whatever. But those were all taken anyway.
Yeah. But it was very simple, just to go with why not? It worked.
Yeah. It was like, what the heck? You know, why not? You know, but
and at that point we didn't even have really aspirations to be an original band at that point. Maybe in the background, but I mean for this little thing it was just something to kind of pull us away from, that, because we already had that, you had that one song.
Right.
Two maybe at that point,
Well, the next song was Kingdom Come.
Yes.
And I thought, well, why don't I do one that's similar to YYNOT in terms of like have a prelude that also has a lot of Rush-esque nods to it with original stuff, but then with vocals, with like screaming high vocals, a la what Rock doing with the Rush covers.
Right.
So sort of inch our way towards our own original, sound, while still having all the hallmarks of the Rush, style and sound and all that kind of stuff. But man, it's amazing to think how far it's come from just something,
I know, just
almost kind of whimsical.
Yeah.
It like just no thought at all. Just like, hey, I'm gonna write this goofy song, and then you're hey, I'm going to just get on camera and play Rush. You know?
And then, hey, let's do something else easy. Let's do a video from 3 different states, you know, right?
Yeah. And then,
An on location video, 3 different states.
and we were actually, you and I were communicating through Facebook Messenger, I think for a long time on this stuff. And we had never talked on the phone until finally we thought, well, why don't we, can I call you? Like, hey, and then we started having phone conversations. And then when we talked on the phone, I remember approaching you with the idea of like, hey man, what do you think about coming out here, meeting in person, meet Rocky, and we just jam for the fun of it, just to see how it feels, not over the internet, but in person, and kick around the idea of playing live sometime where it's like, I mean, we might not make a lot of money. We'd have to cover your flight and we'd have to do this and that. But, and I remember you kind of going, you know, let's try it.
Well, hell yeah. I think it was a little quicker than that, though.
I think you were even kind of thinking as I was bringing up the idea, you were just like, well, I guess we could do that. Like, why not try it? You know?
Yeah.
It's just an airplane flight. You know?
Yeah, it's an airplane flight. I'll book a room, right? Right? Remember the room story? Jesus.
What was the room story?
Okay, so my first trip out to California, this was just for like the jam, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's the first time I met you in person.
So I bring like everything that I don't need. I'm loaded to bear with the whole kitchen sink. Like I'm gonna go on tour for a month. And I get off the plane, and I think you met me at the airport.
I did.
Night. Yeah, you did. And then I go, okay, my hotel's, you know, wherever. So you drop me off the hotel, we shake hands, and I'll see you tomorrow. I go in there, they're like, you can't get into your room till tomorrow, man.
I remember.
I'm out there in the pouring, I'm arguing with this guy. Come on, man, let me go in my room. They happen to be sold out for some like import car show. So I'm out there, I'm like, just let me sleep in the lobby. It's like, no, can't let you got to go outside. So I'm outside in the pouring rain. I don't want to call you because
Well, I was all an hour. I had left, but I'm an hour away. Or
yeah. So then it wound up costing me like $250 to get this room that night. So I could sleep for 4 hours because by that time it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
You know, I had totally forgotten that whole thing. That's right.
Oh, I didn't.
You were living it.
Oh God, it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, hey man,
hey,
you know, here we are.
We never did anything easy. Right.
And then remember at the beginning of the year when we thought, well, let's book a bunch of shows and then have a quarantine where we have to postpone them all. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh God. Fast forward to 2020.
Everything with us is like it's a workaround.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let's figure it out. Let's figure out what we can do with this, man.
So what did we do that first trip? Did we play just that one day, I think? I think we played one day, or was it 2 days?
No, it was I think it was just one get together at I think it was up at, was it Mates? I think it was Mates.
Mates, and they took us to the room where Rush was doing rehearsals for R40, right?
I think it was something like that. Yeah, something like that. And then
I remember them showing us the big room.
Yeah, and then there was a local drummer here that we met and tried out, and that didn't work out. But yeah.
Or was that boy Chris Moore? I don't know.
No, Chris Moore was well after that, because we hadn't we started thinking about what are we going to do,
where we rehearsed with Chris was where Rush had the room.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think when I talked to Chris about getting involved with the band, that's when we decided we could really be a band, because he was out here, Rocky's out here, I'm out here. It's at least 3 people out here on the West Coast that could do something. And then that's why our first live show ever was here on the West Coast. And again, no rehearsal. You flew here, brought your bass, and we jumped up on stage and we played a full show in front
And
of.
I had to wear Rocky's dad's shoes.
That's right, because
I forgot my keyboard and sneakers
yeah,
back wherever I was staying. And Rocky's dad gave me his sneakers, and they were like size 13s.
oh my,
But the one thing I remember about our first show was we had no idea what was going to happen.
no,
No clue. No clue at all.
we didn't. Well, we didn't know if anybody was going to even show up, and then we were over in the hotel, walking over to go on
There's
stage.
a line around the building.
And there's a line of people, and the place was packed.
I knew it was going to be awesome before, because you know me, I like to hang out. I like to walk around.
Right.
It's how I deal with my energy, you know.
Right.
And way before anything, the parking lot was like full, and people were hanging out in it like it was a concert.
Right.
And I'm walking through, and there's people I don't know going, Tim, you know,
Right.
I'm here from so-and-so, Arizona. You know,
Yeah.
where we met Daniel Van Drew for the first time, and
That's
John
right.
Solberg.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know? And Lewis, the Sausage King. You know, but it was so cool because when the owner of the club came up and goes, "Hey man, we're gonna have to open up the other side,
Right.
because we got too many people."
Yeah.
You know, and they opened up the whole other side of the club. You know, that
Yeah.
was a great feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
Really.
what
Yeah.
an awesome show that was.
That was really exciting. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I remember after that show, just like kind of buzzing from it, just thinking, wow, I can't believe we pulled it off.
Yeah.
Like not only like pulled it off by like the skin of our teeth, but actually like had a great time and it went well, you know, other than, you know, all the normal stuff where you start evaluating where you made a mistake or this or that, you know.
That happened. But you know what overrode that? All the people and the people with their kids and the people wanting to hang out. It was like a big party.
Yeah.
You know, it was great.
It really was. Well, we are going to continue that party as soon as you know we can. But in the meantime, this, as I say, has been really cool with you guys and communicating online and through Social Distance Club. And thanks for your continued support. And it really not only means a lot to us, but it actually really helps us continue to do things like make videos and record new material and things like that. It really helps kind of keep the fires burning and keeps the engines rolling. So much appreciated. And remember to visit the store for other merch items that you guys get special discounts on. And yeah, and it was fun seeing you this morning, Mr. Tim. And
likewise, Bill Winkle.
And we'll chat with you guys again soon.
All right. Hey, everybody. We love you. Keep hanging out with us. We got cool stuff in store. And we will be back at a venue close to you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.